Welcome everyone to the first episode of Stickman's Hoop World. All right, now come on in, come on in. Man, I got something to talk about. I'm be talking about the NBA, be talking about the NFL and college basketball, something that I love. Listen, I'm your host. I'm Stickman. All right. I was born in Durham, North Carolina. Oh, love my hometown. Look at here. Special shout outs to all my friends and cousins up here in Camden, New Jersey, all in New Jersey, Syracuse, New York, Virginia, Florida. Shout outs to all of my cousins. This right here is going to be super, super awesome. And I hope you guys enjoy Stickman Hoop World. I got a lot to talk about today, and I want to just jump right on it. Uh, each day is going to get better and better. So listen, I was listening to this guy named Chase Senior. He's one of the talk shows for Sixers now, and he says something that caught my eye. And I really want to get on and start talking about stuff about sports and stuff because I listen to a whole lot of people, and it seems like I don't know if they know basketball or not. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand basketball. You got to know basketball, and if you don't know basketball, you don't know the game. We don't need to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? And So he was saying that the Sixers should trade Tobias Harris. Now, listen, I understand you want to trade Tobias Harris, but I don't think Tobias Harris is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because, he was saying that he's not a good teammate. He wasn't, he was the reason why the Sixers didn't get to the next round. And so before I get into all of that, listen, I've been a Sixer fan since 1977. That's a long time to be a Sixer fan, but I'm a true diehard Sixer fan. But listen, we got to go to what really is the problem. And the problem is the organization. Okay, we're going to start there first. Okay, before I get back to what Chase said about Tobias Harris. Okay, but let's talk about the organization. Now, y'all Sixers fans out there, Philly fans out there, listen to what I'm saying. We're going to start with the organization. We're going to start with Josh Harris and his group. And we're going to talk about Will and Jada Smith and their group. Okay, these are the people who are part of the Sixers. They're part owners of the Sixers. Okay. Now, they are mostly responsible why the Sixers didn't get to the next round, why the Sixers never win a championship since Dr. J. Okay, right? They are the reason. All right, I'm gonna show you why. Okay, now inside this organization, okay, you got scouting, you got a GM, you got general managers, and all of this stuff. And they're the ones who help pick players and put the team together. Okay, I pick the coaches out and everything. All right, so a lot of times, man, the scoutings, they don't know who to scout. The Sixers have terrible scouting. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that they got terrible scouting, and I'm gonna show you why in this episode, this first episode. I'm gonna show you why the Sixers can't win a championship. All right. The next thing I want to talk about, they hired Daryl Morey, okay, from the Houston Rockets. Okay, this guy been here in the Houston Rockets for over about 13 years. Okay, they had Tracy McGrady, they had Yao Ming, they had all of these players, man, and they still can't win a championship. All right, come here to the Sixers. Now he bring guys from Houston and add to the Sixers. Okay, that does not fit Doc Rivers' scheme, his schemes. Okay, his basketball don't fit it at all. Okay, and so uh, uh, and another thing that he did was he started tampering. Okay, he started tampering with certain players. Now we don't have no draft picks this year. You know what I'm saying? Second round. Then you trade off people and get rid of first round picks for James Harden. You can't do that, man. You just can't do stuff like this. Okay, so I'm going to start with this organization. Okay, this is the reason why the Sixers can't get to championship level. All right, because of what they're doing. All right. So now, instead of getting rid of Doc Rivers, you need to get rid of Daryl Morey. All right. It's like he's the problem. He the one put the team together. All right. And let Elton Brand do his job. Okay. Like, nobody don't talk about Elton Brand. I want to see my buddy, my friend, Elton Brand. All right. He played here at Duke. I want to see my friend, Elton Brand. Let him do his job. All right. I believe he could have did a better job to help Doc Rivers to put together a team and have this team to get into the championship. Put the right people around Embiid, okay, to make this team go, okay? Doc Rivers is not the problem. Tobias Harris is not the problem. James Harden is not the problem. It's the organization, okay? The scouting, okay? The GM, them the guys who put this team together, okay? But I want to show you something. I want to show you something here. Now, I want to go back. I want to go back. Okay, in 1985. Okay, and this is the draft. I'm going from the 19. I'm started 1985 all the way up to now. All right, the drafts. Okay, these are the players that the Sixers could have drafted but did not draft. Why? Because of scouting and because of the GM. Let me start with it now. In 1985. Okay, they on the first round, the 21st pick, they drafted Terry Cartledge. I have no idea who he is. Instead of drafting AC Green, who played for the Lakers, Terry Porter, okay, who played for the Portland Trail Blazers. Right? You could have drafted them guys first before you drafted this guy. All right, 1987, the first round, pick number 16. Chris Webb. Who in the world is Chris Webb? All right. Instead, they could have drafted Mark Jackson. All right, the point guard Mark Jackson. All right. In 1988, in the first round, the third pick, they drafted Charles Daniel Smith. Who is that? Who is that? Instead of drafting Mitch Richmond. Okay, who played for the Golden State Warriors? Harvey Grant. All right, they could have got Rod Strickland. They could have got Vinny Del Negro. All right, they could have got Charles Shackelford out of state. They could have got Vernon Maxwell. But instead, Chris Webb. Who in the world is Chris Webb? All right, listen, 1989. All right, in the first round, pick number 19. They got Kenny Payne. Who is Kenny Payne? All right. Instead, they could have got Vlade Divac, all right, who played for the Lakers and the Hornets. What was they doing? what is they doing? See, this is what I'm talking about. The scouting. This is what I'm talking about here. Right? The scouting, the GM. Okay, if you're gonna put the team together, you need to have them. You need to go out there and say, look, let's look at these players, all right, to see if they fit a particular coach's system. All right, who is Chris Webb? Anyway, 1988, the third round pick. Okay, I did that one. Okay, look at 1992, first round, the ninth pick. They picked Clarence Witherspoon. All right. Clarence Witherspoon, when they could have had Robert Horry, Latrell Sprewell, or P.J. Brown. Come on. Where my Sixers fans at? Listen. Here's the one that will blow everybody away. In 1993, in the first round, the second pick of the draft, they picked a 7'6" guy named Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley. Come on. When instead you could have got Penny Hardaway. You could have got, you could have got Jamal Mashburn. You could have got Isaiah Ryder, Vin Baker, Rodney Rogers out of Durham, North Carolina. Listen, Allen Houston, Sam Cassell, and Irvin Johnson. But you pick a 7'6" dude, Sean Bradley. Ain't did nothing. Didn't do nothing for the Sixers. Nothing. Listen, I'm gonna keep going. Listen, 1994. 1994. Somebody must be calling me now. Listen, 1994. The first round, the 6th pick, Sharon Wright. They had the 6th pick and the 20th pick. They picked Sharon Wright and B.J. Tyler. Who is that? Instead of Jalen Rose, right, and Wesley Pearson. You could have got those guys. But instead, they went and got some guy we don't even know nothing about. All right. Listen, 1996. We all know who they picked first. They took Allen Iverson at the first pick. I wouldn't have picked him on the first pick. Listen, instead, they could have got the hometown Philly, Kobe Bryant. But they picked Allen Iverson instead of Kobe Bryant. Are you kidding me? Listen, Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Woo, Ray Allen. Listen, Kerry Kittles. Peja Stojakovic. All right, Steve Nash. But they got Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson. He shotgun. He just shotgunned the whole team out. All right. All right. This is a team sport. All right. But they could have had Kobe Bryant. Kobe. Listen, 1997. Look, let me show you something. 1997. 1997. They picked on the second pick of the draft. They picked Keith Van Horn. Keith Van Horn. Instead of Tracy McGrady or Chauncey Billups. They picked Keith Van Horn. Are you kidding me? 1998. Okay. They picked Larry Hughes in the first round. They picked Larry Hughes instead of Dirk Nowitzki. Instead of Dirk. All right. And Paul Pierce. What was that? What? See, this is what I'm talking about. What are the Sixers doing? This is why they can't get to championship level. Okay. It's because of scouting. It's because of the organization. It's because of the GM. It's because of Josh Harris, Will Smith, Jada Pick, all of those group of guys that own the Sixers, the part of the Sixers, they are the one. Elton Brand ain't got nothing to do with it because they don't let him do anything. Okay? Look, let me keep going. I'm going to keep going because I'm going to bring you up to date here. I'm going to bring you up to date. In 2000, okay, they had the 20th pick. They selected Speedy Claxton. They picked him over Michael Redd for the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the best left-handed shooters in the league, Michael Redd. In 2001, the 26th pick, they picked Samuel Dellenberg over Tony Parker. Are you kidding me? Listen, in 2002, the 16th pick, they picked some guy named Jerry West. I don't know who that is. Over Tayshaun Prince. They played at Detroit. Listen, in 2003, in the second round, they picked some guy. I can't even pronounce his name. He's from overseas. I can't pronounce his name. Okay. Over Kyle Culver. They finally got him, but man, come on. In 2004, they on the 9th pick, they picked Andre Iguodala over Kevin Martin and Trevor Ariza. Iguodala. Come on, man. Listen. In 2005, they picked Lou Williams. They could have had somebody else. In 2006, in the 13th pick, They picked Davos Sabalosis over PJ Tucker. Now they got Tucker now, but in 2006, they could have picked them up. They could have had PJ Tucker or Paul Millsap. In 2007, the 12th pick, they picked Thaddeus Young over Mark Gasol. Are you kidding me? 2008, the 16th pick, they picked Maurice Reed, right, over Serge Ibaka, DeAndre Jordan, George Hill, Nicholas Batum. Are you kidding me? They picked Maurice Reed. Are y'all listening to me? Are y'all listening to me? This is why the Sixers cannot get to the NBA Finals. Nobody ain't talking about this. Ain't nobody said a word about this. Listen, my favorite sports show, Partner Interruption, Stephen A. Show, none of them talk about none of this. This is why I'm starting this show. This is why I'm doing this. This is Stickman's world. And listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The reason why the Sixers can't go to the championship. And here, I'm gonna keep going. I want you to listen. Listen, in 2009, the 17th pick, they picked Jrue Holiday. Okay, that's a good pick, but they could have drafted James Harden then. They could have got Steph Curry, or they could have got DeMar DeRozan. They didn't get none of that. Who they went and get? Jrue Holiday. But they could have got Steph Curry. They could have got James Harden. They could have got DeMar DeRozan. They could have got those guys. In 2010, in the first pick, the second pick in the first round, they got Evan Turner out of Ohio State. Are you kidding me? Over Paul George. In 2011, in the 16th pick, okay, they picked Nicholas Vucevic, okay, who played for the Chicago Bulls now, okay, but they could have had Kenneth Faried, okay, they could have had Jimmy Butler, they could have had Tobias Harris when he was in his prime. Listen, in 2012, in the 15th pick, they in the first round, they got Maurice Harkless. Who is that? When they could have got Draymond Green, or they could have got Chris Middleton. You wonder why the Sixers can't get to championship level. Okay? In 2013, in the 11th pick in the first round, they picked Michael Carter Williams. Guess who they picked him over? The Greek freak, Giannis. Are you kidding me? They picked him over Giannis. Now you add all of these players up in the picks and stuff, and each of these guys just staying like 15 years on the team or whatever, championship. We could have had Boston rings. You know what I'm saying? You could have had 13 rings, 15 rings with these guys. Look, here you go. In the third pick, they got Joel in the first round. In the third pick, they got Joel Embiid. Okay. Good pick. Okay. In 2015, in the first round, the third pick, they got the Okafor. Okafor out of Duke. They got him. Okay, instead of Chris Porzingis or Devin Booker. All right, which I would have got Devin Booker. Devin Booker, a good two guard, he can shoot. Okay, but they went and got Okafor. Are you kidding me? Listen, in the 2016 first pick, you know who they got? Ben Simmons. 6'9", almost 7 foot, 6'10", 7 foot, can't shoot a lick. But you picked him over Jaylen Brown, that plays for Boston. All right. Buddy Hield, sharpshooter. Jamal Murray, who played for Denver now. Okay. And they had the in the 24th pick and the 28th pick, They picked Timothy Cabot out of France. Okay. Okay. And this other guy, Colesman, right? And they picked him over Pascal Sakam, Jamal Murray, and Malcolm Brogdon. Okay, they played for Boston. Picked them over all of this. What are you doing? What are you doing? 2017. Okay, here they go. They picked Markel Fultz. Okay, over Jason Tatum. Over Jason Tatum. All right, over De'Aaron Fox, over Donovan Mitchell. They picked this guy. This guy. What was the scouting? What was the GM thinking? What was the owners thinking? This is what I'm talking about. This is a challenge I'm trying to tell y'all Sixers fans out there. Man, look, I'm a diehard Sixers fan. We won't do stuff like this. Not in Durham, North Carolina. We don't do stuff like this. We don't pick like this. We don't pick like this. Listen, I remember like when we out there playing sandlot basketball, you know what I'm saying? We'll go to Chapel Hill, we'll go out to Duke, we'll go anywhere. We take 5, you know what I'm saying? We pick the best and we go with the best. All right. We just gonna pick somebody because they dress up good. You know what I'm saying? They wearing Jordans and all that stuff, they dress up good, you know. I don't pick people like that. All right. Listen, you don't pick people like that. I don't know what they're doing. 2018, okay, the 10th pick, they picked Mikal Bridges, traded him for some guy named Zaire Smith. You ain't see him no more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of drafting Michael Porter Jr., they're playing for Denver right now. All right, could have did that. Didn't do it at all. In 2019, okay, they drafted in the 24th pick in the first round, Ty Jerome. Okay. Then they traded him for Massett Thabo. Okay. Instead of taking Jordan Poole. Okay. Neither can't shoot. All right. 2020 draft. They took this guy named Jaden Springer. Okay, when they could have drafted Herbert Jones that played for the Pelicans. Okay, big 2 guard. They didn't do that. They didn't do that at all. 2021 first round draft pick. They drafted some guy named David Roddy. Okay, who they traded out. They traded him over to the Thunder. Okay, instead they could have got this guy named Andrew Nemhard. Okay, they played for the Indiana Pacers. You wonder why the Sixers do not go to championship level. All right, this is the reason why. It's because of their organization, the GM, the owners. Okay, not doing their job. The scouting department not doing their job. Okay, only thing they're doing is getting a paycheck. That's it. They don't want, listen, if I was Philly fans, y'all need to back off. Y'all need to back off of going to see the Sixers. Watch them on TV instead of going to the game. Watch them on TV. Hurt their pockets, okay, till they start putting together a championship team. That's when you come back. That's when you come back to be a Sixer fan, all right? But listen, I'm going to get back to what this guy was talking about Tobias Harris. Listen, Tobias Harris is not the problem. He's not the problem at all. He's a great guy in the locker room. Okay. Have you ever been in the locker room with him? I just want to know. Have you ever been in the locker room with the guy? He's a great guy. His brother plays at North Carolina Central University here in Durham, North Carolina. Listen, great guys. These are great guys. Okay. He's a team player. Okay. You got to understand Tobias Harris is the 3rd option of scoring. All right, because you got Embiid, the number 1 option. James Harden is the 2nd option. Then you got Tobias Harris is the 3rd option. All right, it's scoring wise. All right, So if James Harden can't do it, somebody else has to pick up. Okay. But he is the third option. So he is not the problem. Let me tell you what the problem is. Let me tell you what the problem is. Okay. They went and got James Harden to try to run Doc Rivers' system. He doesn't fit Doc Rivers' system. Okay. That's number one. Number two, you got a 7'1" center in Joel Embiid. Okay. Who's out there trying to be a Steph Curry and shoot threes all game. No, it's good to shoot threes every now and then. But big as you is, you need to be like Shaq and Charles said, you need to go down to the post, okay, and start dunking on people. No one can stop you down in the post. You don't want to do that. You want to stay back there and shoot threes so he can get back. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're playing up under the basket, it's a long way back. You know what I'm saying? When you got to travel from under the basket back down to the other end. So he wants to sit out there and shoot threes so he can go back and get back quicker. Listen, dominate down low. Okay. If you want to be the MVP, okay, MVP shouldn't be about just points. It should be about nothing but points, blocks, you know what I'm saying? Getting down low and being a big man. All right. Right now, he's not a big man. He's not a big man yet. Okay. Because the big man takes control. He takes control down low. He takes control of the team. He put the team on his back. All right. James Harden didn't do that. Then you got James PJ Tucker. Okay. He's not the problem either. Okay. Because he flourished in in Miami. He flourished in Miami. Okay. He flourished in Houston. Okay, because of the system that they ran. Okay, he can't flourish in Doc's system. All right, so he even though he can shoot. Now, don't get me wrong, he can shoot. He can rebound. He's tough. I like Tucker. Okay, but they didn't put a lot of plays for him. Okay, and so that's why he didn't flourish like he should. All right. So don't blame Tobias Harris. Don't try to trade Tobias Harris, okay? And because you think he's the one that's not helping the Sixers to get over. Now you need to look at the 7'1" big man Joel Embiid and look at the point guard James Harden. Them the ones that you need to, and the organization, the scouting team, and all these people. You need to look at them. I gave you a whole list of the draft picks. I gave you everything that the Sixers could have done, but did not do it. Listen, this is Stickman's World. Thank you guys for joining me on my first episode. I'm going to be back stronger than ever. My background, everything is going to be different. I just wanted to put something out here because I'm tired of people coming up against my Sixers and saying this is what they should do and this is what they shouldn't do. But you don't know the real reason why. I just gave it to you. Listen, I check y'all guys out next weekend. Peace. This is Stickman's World.